Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. You should know this is my first broadcasting on the Facebook, and I hope everything will be fine. If not, just let me know, but no worries, we have a technical support. So that kind of special live video, I make it on demand from the GreatArt company. We will talk about the Daniel Smith gouache today, and it's a very special product. If you have a chance, you can find in some stores the dot cards from the Daniel Smith, including the gouache, and here you can find the full set of the gouache colors. And if you use gouache before, you know what does it mean. You can mix it with the water for sure, but normally the gouache is a little bit like a pastel, not colorful, not that strong. So from my point of view, the Daniel Smith make a revolution. That's really bright colors, really colorful, really strong, and that's look amazing. So today I want to show you how to use watercolor and gouache in one painting. And if you have any questions or something, after the video you can type it just in the chat, and then I finish it my demo, we can talk and I can answer on all your questions, okay? So this is our reference. Beautiful lady in the sunlight. No worries, then I start to paint, I put it on the screen so you will see all the process and you can see the reference. That will be very comfortable. And idea is I divide the process in the few steps. Step number 1, I'm use just watercolor. Step number 2, only gouache. So I will try to take the best thing from each material. The transparency and the watercolor spontaneous effects from the watercolor, and bright opaque colors from gouache. And from my point of view, that's perfect combination. It's exactly like a yin-yang. All of them works together in amazing way. For the watercolor, I use the same colors I use all the time, so all of them in that set from the Daniel Smith or on my dot card, so nothing special. And the colors what we use for the gouache you will find in the description in the our event in the video, so you can check all that colors, and I will show you how they're mixing together to create something really special, nice and cool. All right, so let's go. Here, this is our reference, you can see it right there. I prepared the sketch. This is the 15 by 15 inches piece of the Baohong paper. So if you follow my videos before, you know how normally I'm doing that. So normally I paint the lights like a first step. After that I make the shadows. So for now it will be slightly different. I make the shadows first, everywhere. And after that, we add the lights. And the lights we create by gouache. So that will be opposite way thing. So this, it's a combination between mostly Perylene violet, a little bit Quinacridone Sienna, a little bit Alizarin crimson, and the Cobalt. Now I'm starting to add Quinacridone deep gold. So for that step, nothing really special happens here. So that's like a regular way how I create my paintings. All the surprises will be later. In that style, interesting things is you don't have to keep the highlights or care about keep the light part, because all the things we can create later, and that make the process completely different compared to the how we use the watercolor in the regular way. But I like that. So for this step, it's very important to create nice background and make the nice feeling about our object. So we don't have to care about the lights, we don't have to care about the shapes. What we do have, we have to create a very nice and real watercolor background. So that's why for that we can use, you know, that kind of special effects to make the shiny, brightly sparkling light inside. So we can do whatever we want, because for the next step we change whole the picture. And as usual I will use washout, but this time I don't have to make it lighter. This time I have to add the different colors inside and rebuild the picture. So like for instance, if I want to change colors here, I take off some pigments there, just using my brush like that, and add the different color mixes inside. So by this way we can rebuild whole the picture. It's a little bit unusual way, right? And on that step I have to create the shadows pretty dark, because on the next step we put just the light on top of that. So as I say, we're moving in opposite way. A little bit cobalt inside. And do my best to create the interesting ingredients here. So for now I'm going to the very concentrated mix. This is mostly the Quinacridone, Sienna and Indigo. The last dark strokes. I switch to the smaller brush to add some small shadows details. That's the few last touching, and we finish it to work on the shadows. And I'm going to care about the light. So I'm gonna make it dry and then it will be ready. We put another one layer, and this time we're gonna use just gouache. So for that I changed my palette. As I say, I don't want to mix the gouache and watercolor, it's a separate medium. And the colors what we're going to use today for that is this one. This is the Indian yellow, titanium white. This is our most important color for my mixing because we're talking about the light. Bordeaux and Phthalo blue color. This is a brilliant Cobalt teal blue and the Cadmium orange. Maybe we add just a little bit cadmium red. So this is the colors what we use for our light. And as I say, the main thing will be titanium white. We need them a lot. Indian yellow, very concentrated yellow color. Cadmium red medium. A little bit Bordeaux for the darkness. And that two brilliant bright blue colors. As I say, the gouache from the Daniel Smith is completely different things, so you will see how it will be look like. Look at that. It's so nice, so bright and colorful mix. Just amazing. And this time you see on the black tape around, it's truly opaque colors. And I love that. As I say, it's a brilliant combination. I still use the dry brush strokes. And that give a good feeling of the light. Let's make it a little bit more colorful and nice. And that special effect I like, really like it, look. So that's how we can create the hair. And that's amazing. Well, look at this. Just brilliant. What I'm really liking gouache, I can change it anytime. Still, so for instance, I can use just the white to add some bright light here like this. So it's really flexible process. And the light on the face, one of the most interesting things, and that's why we use that medium. A little bit Indian yellow and a little bit orange color together, and a lot of white. I believe I need a little bit more extra. So now you see how the light's coming on our picture. But idea is, because the shadows made by the transparent mixes, You know, we feel the lights inside the shadows, and that make the opaque colors look so strong. So it's a perfect combination, as I say. And another one interesting trick what we can use, we can blend it to our first layer. I mean, we can blend it to the watercolor just by water. In a couple of minutes I will show you how it works. So I clean my brush and use just the water to make a connection and relationship between water and gouache. A little bit more white. I can tell you more. Just soft blending by water can help you to build the reflections, for instance, like we can do it here. Look, just a little bit opaque pigments, and blend it by water. So we continue to put the light on our picture. And that's why I say we don't have to care about the highlights in the beginning, because we can create the highlights anytime. Just use white pigment. This is a titanium white, very concentrated white color, and that's why here I have a clear water especially for white. We back to the highlights a few times. So for now I make it very soft because this layer is still wet, and that's a slightly mix it, which is good for me. Few more strokes with a big brush to bring interesting reflection inside. And you see the texture what I get there. That's because I use a dry brush and the strokes just look really, really nice. So I make that to dry, and now I just make one detail just to make it more interesting, you know, it's always look nice. Beautiful color, right? So colorful and so bright. Great. So idea is I make it dry and back to that with a watercolor again to make the dark accents. This is the idea, because normally we're moving always from lights and make it darker, darker, darker. This time we're flexible. We can move from the shadows to the light and from the lights to the shadow anytime. Let's make the process really alive. So we're starting to add the dark pigments here. And one small trick, look, that's possible only if we use mediums together. Look, it's a very shiny light now. I use the little bit gouache mixes again. Back to the just pure gouache. Let's ask Our Lady smile a little bit. You see, because of that combination, the picture going to be really alive, and that's what I like in that. And the possibility to change the picture anytime. That's really cool. So that combination make the process and really comfortable and flexible. Back to the concentrated mix, Quinacridone, Sienna and Indigo together, and dry brush. As I say, we can change the colors anytime there. So we can slowly build our project and create exactly what we want. You know, for my feeling, it's give you a lot of freedom. And it's really cool feeling. And another one trick, the lights on the hair. So for this we back to our gouache mixes again, and we make a few strokes with a dry brush to make it look nice. And the last part of the game, any pointy brush, wherever you want. I'm gonna use a Skoda. This is a Skoda Prado. It's a liner. So what I need are just bright colors to make like a cherry on the cake. It's a very nice brush, by the way, and create a very nice special effects. So this is our cherry on the cake. Few last touching. and a little bit water. So we're done, and you can see how alive our picture and how flexible we was when we created. That's the idea, what you can back to the lights and to the shadows anytime and use a very bright colors for that. So that's possible only if you use that combination between watercolor and gouache all together. So this is our result. And I hope you enjoy the process. Just remember the possibility of flexible and change everything anytime, and the same moment keep the bright colors. That's possible only in that way, and I really like it. So if you want to know more about the gouache, you can find the dot cards with all the samples, with the explanation of all the colors, and because of that you can choose your favorite colors, and believe me, you have to try it because it's so cool. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoy the show, and see you next Monday. Bye bye.